Okay, it's time for another anime slash manga recommendation. You haven't noticed for years, and I mean for many years, people wish, what if Kingdom Hearts was an actual TV show? And not so long ago, we actually got a very 10-minute pilot of their idea for a Kingdom Hearts cartoon made by Disney. Not by Square Enix or Japan, but Disney. And it actually looked pretty good. And I was like, yo, we were robbed. We were robbed, man. But what if I told you we already had an anime Kingdom Hearts slash manga that's been out that was made by Studio Clamp? Yes, that's right. We already had an anime Japanese Kingdom Hearts. It already existed years ago. And and I remember watching this and reading it years ago in my public library downtown. We read all the books, including other things, and that is Tsubasa Chronicles. Now, Tsubasa is part of a series that's part of multiple other series that share the same multiverse, and that is the Clampverse. And Clampverse is his own studio that creates its own stories in a way. Stories that are some ways connected, whether through characters or items, or even plots. There's ways you can spot the differences and similarities between the characters, and that is through shows like my very first one, Card Captors, Chobits, Tsubasa, and even Code Geass, and plus Triple X Holic. These are shows part of the Clampverse, and each one has its own domain living existence. But you didn't realize they were all part of the same universe until you read or watched Triple X Holic. But then after finding that out, you go into reading other things like Tsubasa. Very, very interesting. So yeah, if you grew up watching Cardcaptor Sakura, which used to come on Kids WB back in the day, and also Toonami, you know what I'm talking about. Of course, the most popular Clamp series, which is called Geass, which everyone loves it. But what about Tsubasa? Tsubasa is very similar to Kingdom Hearts in many, many ways. You have a boy named Shaoran who lives in the country of Cloud, and he is best friends with that princess there named Sakura. On the day of returning back, he sees and hangs out with his childhood friend until a certain instance happens which causes her to lose her memories, which are stored into her power, transform into feathers that scatter across other dimensions and worlds. Now Shaoran must go collect those feathers to restore her memories and her power rightfully hers. But in return, he needs help. He's helped by two other people. One is a very powerful general who is very strong, and the other one is a very great mage who's very wise. And you see where I'm going with this? So, Shaoran, who's very young and naive, but yet knowledgeable in his ways, coming up with a very strong general who can give out good advice, and a very good, wise magician mage. Now, in order to travel worlds, they must give up something in return. In order to do so, each one had to pay a price for every time helping out the Dimension Witch of the Rift, which is from Triple X Holic. They go to these worlds where they'll see people with similar faces to people they realize, whether from their world or from other worlds. And sometimes they can be good and sometimes they can be bad. It all determines on that world itself. They collect these feathers, and you have this similarity to Kingdom Hearts of traveling the worlds. You have three characters, and they're helping out the main character help out a princess, which is Kairi. And not only that, there's also a different version of the main character that they must stop. Just like Sora. Sora and Roxas, in a way. You also have your Goofy and your Donald, which is the general, and also the mage as well. That they're very powerful in their own rights. They travel these worlds for their own reasons. And that being said, you have a very powerful person who's very knowledgeable of all the worlds, which is the Dimensional Witch, which is Yen Sid. But at the same time, you have some villains who are out there watching from the shadows, manipulating our heroes in the direction of their journey to do exactly what they want them to do, just like Organization 13. But then you have other characters who are not part of this, who have their own reasons, who can travel worlds as well for their own reasons, whether it's to hunt down someone or to even collect the feathers themselves. Just like the Disney villains and others who have their own reasons of traveling these worlds. You see the similarities here? Yeah, Tsubasa is pretty much Japanese Kingdom Hearts. And in fact, um, let me see when Tsubasa actually first established. We know Kingdom Hearts came out like what, 2002 and stuff. So I'm going to Google right quick actually to find out when it first came out. And my computer, hurry up. Anyways, as I'm waiting for this stupid thing to load. Oh, there we go. Let's see. About the Chronicles manga. I should have banned this, but I'm just now thinking about this. Tsubasa, let's see. Chronicles. Events. Received the Wikipedia. Let's see. Let's find out this release date. Let's go with that. It was serialized in the magazine, Weekly Shonen Magazine, May 2003. So it's a year younger than Kingdom Hearts. May 1st. It's a year younger than Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. So right after Kingdom Hearts came out, they had already an idea of what to do with Kingdom Hearts later on with Tsubasa Chronicles. So it went from 2003 to 2009. And I remember reading this years ago when I was a kid. And I really did enjoy it. Them traversing worlds, and then the plot starts to thicken and what was going on. And it was hard to see who you can trust. Now, if you watch the anime, you will have 2 seasons, which with 26 episodes each, which is good. The unfortunate side is no true progression really happens within these 2 seasons. You do see things start to move from behind the scenes, but unfortunately, it takes forever for something to happen. Even at the very end of the second season, nothing really major happens. It seems like it's about to happen, but it doesn't happen. Now, with the OVAs, yes, there's 2 OVAs in the movie for this. The movie itself is not that very important, but the 2 OVAs, the Tokyo incident and the Cloud incident, are very important. That's when everything goes crazy. The plot truly flips on its head, and stuff just starts to happen. Secrets starts to be revealed, and the main antagonist's plan starts to come into fruition in a way. And that's when things truly starts to get interesting for our characters and everyone else around them. Is in these OVAs. One OVA is like 2 or 3 episodes, and the other one is just 2 episodes, so 5. You got 5 extra episodes of OVAs, plus a movie, which you can decide if you want to watch or not, but nothing really major happens within the movie. The movie's not even that long, it's like 34 minutes. Yeah, 34 minutes. Nothing important. But nonetheless, it's very, very interesting, and I do enjoy watching it in a way. It's nice to watch. And like watching the characters, the little fluffy icon. I didn't care for her much the first season. It was getting on my nerves, but then I started to like it. The other characters, Kokiri and Fi. Fi is very laid back and easygoing, but he's does that disguise himself for how depressed he really is. Kokiri is very angry and straightforward, but he knows what he's all about. He's very honest, and he's the most reliable of the two, believe it or not. So yeah, Tsubasa Chronicles, definitely a must-watch and read. It's only a good must-watch if you watch the OVAs after the first 2 seasons, because without the OVAs, you feel like you wasted your time with the first 2 seasons. And I kind of wish they did a remake of it. If anything that does remake, it's Tsubasa Chronicles, man. Redo Tsubasa Chronicles. And redo Negima while you're at it. But anyways, yeah, that's what I got for this recommendation of today. It's definitely something you guys would want to pick up, or you want to watch it, or you want to read it. Your choice, but you will not be let down. I guarantee you that. And while you're at it, read and watch other clamp stuff like Card Captors, Code Geass, Triple Xolic, and even Chobits. Give it a try. You will enjoy it. You got a long read and watch ahead of you. So that being said, I'll end the video here. If you did like it, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has the Madcrown on Anime. Signing out.